All right. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me for this week's Mindful Moment session. My name is Jean, and it's an honor to be able to host these sessions for you all. I hope you all enjoy it. Let's get started. So, this week we are going to be talking about how to incorporate mindfulness into our daily exercises and our workouts. And exercise is really a moving meditation. So, we're going to be discussing how to take our workouts to the next level by incorporating mindfulness. So, research suggests that people who intentionally focus on the feeling of moving and deliberately taking in their surroundings actually find that they enjoy exercise more. What this means for us and our daily routine is that if we deliberately take in our surroundings and be more mindful during our exercise, this can support our exercising habits. So we'll look forward to exercising more, and therefore it will be easier for us to ease into the daily routine of exercising. So I'm going to be talking about some tips um, for kind of helping us to be more mindful and during our workouts, during our exercise or moving meditation. So, the first tip is to get unplugged. Um, and what this means is it's easier, it's definitely sometimes it's beneficial to have music playing in the background, or maybe you're in the gym and you're exercising and you have built-in entertainment. But because it's important to be fully present where you are when you're exercising so that you can deliberately take in your surroundings. It's better not to have these kinds of external media. So unplug yourself from any external devices or media and fully focus on your workout and your how you're exercising and the surroundings around you. So, the second tip is to listen to your body, mind, and breath. So, we want to bring our attention to the physical experience of our workouts. We want to notice, we want to listen to our body and notice the messages that it's trying to send us. So, for example, is there a certain part of your body that is working extra hard? How is your body feeling? Do you maybe need a short break to kind of rejuvenate yourself? Maybe take a quick drink of water. It's okay to kind of pause in the middle of your exercise to do these things. We don't want to push our physical limits too hard to the point where it might be harmful. So it's important to listen to our physical needs and what our body is telling us during exercise. The second thing is to listen to our minds. So consider the thoughts that are running through your head. How do you feel emotionally? Are you feeling energized? Or are you feeling depleted? And this goes back to the part where it's okay to take a short break in the middle of your exercise and really listening to what your body and mind are telling you. And for the mind part, try to make sure that your mind is focused on your physical exercise and it's not focused on, for example, maybe comparing yourself to other people who are exercising around you, um, comparing and maybe having like a little drill sergeant in your head. Just facing your exercise and doing your exercise with curious, kind attention. So being attentive, but also trying to be kind with ourselves. And it's really easy for our minds to wander, especially when we're not doing something that requires our mind necessarily. So when we're exercising, it may be easy for our mind to wander, but the thing that we want to do is we want to find an anchor. So this anchor could be breathing. The constant breathing, the rhythmic patterns will help anchor ourselves to the present moment. And I've kind of mentioned this already, but a third tip is to be aware and notice your surroundings. So, taking a moment to recognize your environment, the environment that you're exercising in, whether it be outdoors, in a forest, or on a hiking trail, or maybe in your neighborhood, or whether it's indoors, such as a gym, or maybe you're exercising in your house. Because research shows that when we deliberately try to take in our surroundings, it actually helps us to improve the quality of our workouts and the satisfaction that we get from working out, which will encourage us to develop the healthy habit of exercising and incorporating that into our daily routine. A fourth tip is to exercise acceptance. So, do you notice any resistance to your workout experience? For personal experience, I have noticed resistance in some parts of my workout experience. And typically, I bike. So that resistance typically occurs when I'm going up a big hill. And I'm like, how and I'm kind of looking forward to um, reaching the top of the hill or reaching a downhill portion. And I'm wishing that I was already at the top. But it's important that our mind is not fixated on these things because it will, because when we start noticing these things, it will become more and more difficult for us to exercise effectively and kind of push back those kind of obstacles or negative thoughts. So, when we're facing resistance to our workout experience, we have to, we would like to keep in mind the reasons that we're working out or we're exercising, and that we made a commitment to work out during this specific time. So we're going to try to stay present in our workout or exercise from start to finish. So, for example, a lot of people exercise in order to be more healthy. Um, and that's definitely a very good reason to exercise. So, keeping in mind, I want to be a healthy and a healthy person. I want to um, have a healthy body, or if maybe you're training for some sort of athletic meet or competition, kind of keep in mind I'm doing this so I can improve my skills and maybe have faster time or something like that. So keep in mind our purpose for working out will help us to exercise acceptance. And finally, the last and final tip is to be kind and generous with ourselves. So, having that kind and generous mindset, with facing our workouts with curious, kind attention, and not trying to compare our current ability with anyone else around us. Can you appreciate your current ability just as it is? Can you let go of the comparing mind and instead thank yourself for showing up for this healthy activity instead of just sitting at home and not exercising? At least you're trying to take the initiative to better your body and your mind by doing this physical exercise. All right, so now we are going to transition to our weekly mindful practice, which this week will be special since it's a guided meditation. Um, and but before we do our weekly mindful practice, I would like us all to take 3 deep breaths. So breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, enjoy.
Settling in to a comfortable position, sitting or lying down, and make sure you're warm. And when you're ready, close your eyes. Begin by taking a nice slow deep breath, inhaling to a comfortable fullness, breathing deep into the belly. Hold the breath for a moment, and then release the breath. Again, breathing in, sending the warm energy of the breath to any part of your body that feels tense or sore. And then releasing the tension with the exhale. One last time, deep breath in, hold, and release the breath. Allow your shoulders to relax as you breathe out. Now imagine yourself on a beautiful beach on a warm summer morning. The salty sea breeze feels warm and moist against your skin, and the sun has almost finished its ascent into the brilliant blue sky. Now imagine that you're walking along this quiet, warm, private beach. You're dressed comfortably, and you can be alone or with someone close to you, whichever you prefer. As you walk along the water's edge, you feel the coolness of the damp sand underneath your feet. And you can feel the gentle caress of the cool water as it washes over your toes each time the waves roll in. As you continue to walk, you feel relaxed by the sound of the rhythmical rolling of the ocean waves as the waves roll in and as the waves roll out. And under your arm, you carry a soft, rolled up towel. You turn away from the water's edge and you look at the soft, white, warm sand. And you choose a place where you can sit alone and be still. You put down your towel and you sit down for a while. You feel the warmth of the sand beneath you, and it feels soothing against your hips, your legs, and your feet. And as you sit here, you look out over the deep blue waves and up into the sky, and you see the brilliant yellow sun. The sky is completely clear, except for one fluffy cloud near the horizon over the water. And as you sit,
All right. I hope you all enjoyed that mindful practice. I especially enjoyed this one from this week. And notice how she did a lot of emphasizing noticing the surroundings, especially since the orator was trying to kind of take us to the beach, and she emphasized uh, the sound of the waves, the rhythmic rolling, the feeling the warm sand beneath us, the um, the sky, the clear blue sky with one fluffy cloud. So this is all helping us to kind of picture what these surroundings would look like in our heads. And I think definitely for me, I would be more than willing to exercise in these surroundings. But just this emphasis on focusing on taking in our surroundings really helps improve the quality of our workouts, whether we're at a special place like the beach or whether we're just at home exercising. So now we are going to transition to our discussion questions. Um, how might mindfulness improve the quality of a workout? And how do you normally keep yourself active? What would you do to make exercise a moving meditation? So, as we were talking about earlier, mindfulness, which means for me, one thing that means is deliberately taking in our surroundings, as we were talking about multiple times before, because I think that really helps us to appreciate what we're doing, what we're exercising in any environment that we're in, especially if we're outdoors and we get to enjoy the presence of nature and the trees, just the natural surroundings really helps improve the quality of our workouts. Another thing is to have that kind and generous mindset. So we want to make sure that the thoughts that we're having during our workout are positive and that we have a growth mindset instead of maybe fixating on a problem that we made a mistake that we made earlier. Maybe we didn't get the chance to exercise yesterday, but that doesn't matter because we get another chance today. And so we want to focus on kind of having that growth mindset and being in the present, being aware of our surroundings. So normally I keep myself active by biking or hiking. And especially with the pandemic, kind of it's sometimes limiting. It's not as easy to just go to your local nature trail, like I usually did with my family before the pandemic. So now normally I just bike in my neighborhood, and I typically do it every day, except for maybe when it's raining or when it's really cold. So that's my way of keeping myself active. And what I would do to make exercise and moving meditation would be to um, implement things that I was just talking about. So, being aware of my surroundings, having a sort of anchor to keep me in the present, such as breathing, or for me, maybe pedaling, the constant pedaling that I have to do while biking, and having that kind of growth mindset, having curious, kind attention, keeping that curious, kind attention while exercising. So, we're going to kind of end the session with a quote that relates to what we were talking about this week, which is exercise and moving meditation. The body achieves what the mind believes. So, I think this really emphasizes the importance of having those kind thoughts running through your head when you're exercising, because it helps us to push forward and to grow and kind of build up that endurance in our workouts and our exercise. So, thank you all so much for joining me today for this week's Mindful Moment session. I wanted to reference the National Geographic Mindfulness issue, which is a special edition. And I was inspired by the contents in that issue to kind of make this session. So, thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you all had a wonderful time and learned something about mindfulness. Feel free to stay back and ask any questions or to give me any feedback. I would more than appreciate that. But otherwise, feel free to leave. And I hope you all have a mindful week ahead of you.